I have a very large cow in the back. Well, there's two, and the other one's not small, but she looks small compared to the big one. But I have to say, considering how big and sort of massive she is, she hasn't been bad to deal with really. She sort of respects you with a stick. Yeah, I mean she's quite an age, like she's not old, but she's got a bit of age to her. So she's not sort of a mad young'un. So I mean, first geared it was still sort of slowing down slightly there. I'll get up here, but this is about the heaviest load I've ever taken up this hill. With this pickup anyway. Jesus, that's heavy. Anyway, we're up there, it's foggy further on. Just put the lights on through this next bit. It's just coming into the fog slightly. Some sort of fog. Patchy fog. It looks to me like they're maybe shooting. There's some people walking along the ridge there, which isn't where walkers walk normally. They look like shooting types. You really can't say that for sure. But this is the sort of default up here through winter. We've been quite lucky so far. It's often an absolute pea super. You really can't safely go even 40 mile an hour. But you kind of have to try and keep moving because it's not that safe to go too slowly either, in case somebody comes up behind you a bit fast. Wouldn't it be nice if Pickering had a bypass? It wouldn't be a simple thing to do though. I don't see how they can possibly bypass it on the northern side. And the southern side doesn't look good either. But it would be practically impossible on the northern side, unless unless they built like a big viaduct or something over the railway. It's just not going to happen, is it? But you could imagine something through the southern side, perhaps more or less following the line of the railway. That looks a bit like a railway type building, doesn't it? I think it's further back up. But maybe there was a railway line. Maybe there was two. That's the point, isn't it? In like the Middle Ages, even it was more or less a seasonal lake, and one way or another they've gradually tamed it a bit. We've got quite a thing going on there with a pumpkin patch. One year they did actually grow pumpkins there, but now they import them and scatter them about. The river's still very low. It's up a little bit, but it's way down in the banks to what it can be this time of year. Some rather gappy looking rape. I assume that was sown when it was rather too dry. But the winter cereals seem to be coming on really well down here. So I've had some problems one way or another. It shows you there. It actually works quite well when you're in the correct lane, because it allows a bit more traffic to use the roundabout if you're in the right lane. But you just have to watch that somebody isn't, because I did that the first time I used it. Came up where we used to come and I was trying to go straight on in the left lane. So they give you see that bit there, the hatched area, in case people have made a mistake or left it too late, so you have options. You aren't like trapped against a barrier or something. But it's actually quite impressive what they've done with more or less a little bit of curb realignment and some white paint. It says there's a flood. I don't really know why there was. But this area here is prone to flooding. This little dip, they have to pump it out because into the river, which is behind the bank over there. Well, that's usually only a problem when the river's very high, because the river can be considerably higher than this road. Ooh. God, I can smell poo. I wonder if that was to do with the flood. Maybe they had a sewerage flood. The good thing about these lights is that they're intelligent lights, which if there's an outcoming to the way, they don't stop you, don't go on red, Because when they first installed them, they were either learning, shall we say, or they were still stupid, and they used to be big queues. This road is surprisingly well used, apart from market days. I think part of the reason it helps the traffic flow, that new lane marking, is that it does away with this querying about whether people are turning off or not. Because they don't use their indicators correctly. There's something about the view from this point is right, particularly appealing. Something to do with the way those hills, you've got like the mid distance hill, haven't you? That's probably a moraine, glacial, that hill. And this one at Relton might be as well. I never thought of that, to be honest. I think that this car in front will be stopping here. But look how nice Hutton Hill looks. A little waterfall thing there. That used to be a little ford through there. It was under a pipe. So originally this side, which is the main road now, was the road for Lastingham, and you took the left fork if you want to go up to Blakey. Although it was possible to get along after the Lastingham turning, there's another ford there which could be quite treacherous. I never thought they'd be going in there. Or actually I thought they'd be going in the car park further. Now, we used to go to school in there a very long time ago. The weird thing is now I can still remember lots of things that we did at the school. Because it's a formative years, isn't it? This was primary school. And I think it's the start of remembering anything very much. I mean, you have some memories before you were like 5. But when you're sort of between 5 and 10, I think, it more or less makes the person. That's actually exactly what I was a bit scared of, coming up on sheep in the fog. I don't think that car in front has his lights on. But to be fair, it's not all that foggy. So we've got 6 cows away and there's 6 cows in the shed, so 12 less than normal outside, and there's only about 40 now altogether, so there's actually probably only about 30 cows outside.